Hello, hello. I got the hat. It's official. This is the 40-year-old apprentice checking back in with you. Good old Buffalo, New York. Got my pal here, Twig. He's a good boy. He's a good companion. Um, so I'm past training, first week on the job. I say day 3. Yeah, it's about day 3 on the job today. And first job is just grinding a house or just grinding out some joints. It's been 3 days of grinding. First day was tough, getting the muscle memory of holding that tool. If you don't know what that tool is, to anybody who's not held one, it's probably a good 20-pound, 25-pound grinder. It's dual bladed. It's got a vacuum attached to it. It's got an electric cord and a big vacuum hose attached to it, which you kind of got to wheel around just the right way. And it creates a lot of debris in the face region, and of course all over you too. So I don't know if you saw the dust file. But yeah, that's all we've been doing for 3 days. We're going to move on from grinding out joints to tuck pointing, and after we do tuck pointing, we'll use the skate tool, which is again, for those of you who don't know, it's a little tool with like 2 wheels on it. Looks like old roller skates. That's what I call it, I guess, a skate tool. But we're going to use that to even out the mortar and then make it look like the rest of the house. And I think one of the obstacles that our foreman had is just matching the mortar to the mortar that was already there. Kind of a weird shade of brown. Anyway, it's going well. I'm keeping up with everybody. I shouldn't say I'm keeping up. I'm doing well for a first-year apprentice, is what I'm being told, and that's good. I'm happy to be that. So I'm not falling behind. These old bones are still, moving forward just fine, and that makes me feel good. Today, though, a little highlight. One of the reasons why I want to make the video is that today was a bit of a half day because it rained, and it's one thing to definitely know about this trade is there are certain days where you just can't work because of weather events, right? If it's too cold or if it's too wet, then you can't grind, because if you grind in the wet, then the leftover mortar will stain a driveway, stain the side of a house, etc., etc. And you have to, I guess there's it's just a lot more complicated than it would originally seem, right? But yeah, the guys I work with are good. I'm told there are definitely people out there that you're not always going to get along with. I haven't met them yet, whoever they are. I haven't worked with them as of yet. So I'm trying to make friends, as many friends as possible in this business, being friendly and helpful as possible. Hey, do you need anything? Anything I could jump in on? Need me to clean that up for you? I'm going to wrap up that line for you. Just be accommodating, right? Because these are people who have to work with your inexperience, and that can be annoying. Have you ever worked with anybody who's just brand new at something and they're kind of counting on you to guide them through it? Well, that's me. I'm the guy counting on other people right now. So definitely being very grateful, very using my manners, please and thank yous, yes sir, no sir, absolutely, I'm tracking, roger that. Just be very high level of communication with these folks. They seem to really appreciate that. I was given some tools at the end of my training, but I have to go get a few more. So the things that was not given were things like a hawk, knee pads, the skate tool I was talking about earlier, and they had some eye protection for me, but I have kind of bigger frames, so I bought some over glasses eye protection. It's all going to arrive tomorrow via Amazon. So yeah, preparation is key. The other thing I did today that they didn't have a problem with, but I did because my training told me not to do this, is not having to run back and forth to your car every time. So I thought I brought everything I needed with me to the site where I was working, and then I thought, oh shoot, I forgot my chisel and hammer. So let me go back and get that. And then, oh shoot, I forgot this other tool. And so I made too many trips, in my opinion. to back to the truck, and I know that can be a bit of a faux pas. So even though they're not telling me that it's a problem, they didn't even give me dirty looks or anything. They truly didn't care. I know there are some sites, at least from what I'm told, in which they will care, right? So I want to make sure that I'm being as respectful as everybody said. And just so you know, can you see that? All that dust. This stuff gets everywhere, and it can be very toxic if you breathe too much of it in. So I use lotion on hands, on the face, before the job, during lunch, trying to keep things as healthy as possible. So you definitely want to take your own health very seriously, because if I get sidelined, if I get sick and I can't go, that comes out of my pocket. There's not like just a bunch of sick time you can use. Yes, there is vacation time, there is sick time, but you have to also meet a certain amount of hours in your first 4 years to get to journeyman. So it's coming out of your pocket in terms of time. You have limited time for every contractor you work at. And yes, there's not really any shortage of work, but at the same time, if you're having to go look for another employer, that's going to cut out more of your time. So time is money, and making sure that your health is in good shape is important. Not leaning on your wage replacement fund, which is basically like your vacation fund, which pays you less, by the way. That's taxed higher, so it pays you less. So 8 hours of work time is different than 8 hours of vacation time. Different pay. What else? What else, Twig? What else is there to say? Nothing else really. I'm having a great time. I'm loving it. I've lost like 14 pounds since I started. I feel great. I feel really great, and I'm loving what I do. So if you have any questions, anything else you'd like me to dive into, please share below what your thoughts are, and I'll be happy to jump in on that. Stay built strong.